Harry had a thin face, knobbly knees, black hair and bright green eyes. He wore round glasses held together with a lot of sellotape because of all the times Dudley had punched him on the nose. The only thing Harry liked about his own appearance was a very thin scar on his forehead, which was shaped like a bolt of lightning. He had had it as long as he could remember, and the first question he could ever remember asking his Aunt Petunia was how he had got it. In the car crash when your parents died.
I've always kind of said that Harry's not a hero. He's a hero, but he's not a hero in the Superman sense of the word hero. He's a very vulnerable, kind of fragile kind of hero who is incredibly afraid.
And it's somebody coming to terms with that. And it's about, you know, the importance of friendship, which he learns to rely so heavily on Ron and Hermione.
He had just raised his wand when the compartment door slid open again. The toadless boy was back, but this time he had a girl with him. She was already wearing her new Hogwarts robes. "Has anyone seen a toad? Neville's lost one," she said. She had a bossy sort of voice, lots of bushy hair and rather large front teeth. She was so much like myself. I mean, I was seriously nerdy. And I was very kind of insecure like she was. I was quite a tomboy. I wasn't super popular or anything, so I basically was her, to be fair. Now, I used to sit there in interviews and be like, I'm not like her at all. And like try to convince everyone that I wasn't. I was absolutely adamant.
I've never been top of the class, and I've never read loads of books. I've always been totally the opposite, really. But my mum was a lot like her. Real swot at school.
I've just accepted it now.
"Hello, dear," she said. "First time at Hogwarts?" Ron's new too. She pointed at the last and youngest of her sons. He was tall, thin and gangling, with freckles, big hands and feet, and a long nose. That doesn't really describe me at all, really. Especially the tall part. I'm ginger, that's the main thing.
Joe Rowling asked me to read this here today. Having seen Dan Radcliffe's screen test, I don't think Chris Columbus could have found a better Harry. I'm also delighted to see that we're going to have a screen Ron and Hermione who can bicker as though they've been doing it all their lives. Chris's choice of 3 wonderful British actors for the leading roles shows how well he understands the spirit of these books. I wish Dan, Emma, and Rupert the very best of luck and hope that they have as much fun acting the first year at Hogwarts as I had writing it.
I think I'm a tiny bit like Harry. Because I'd like to have an owl.
Dan, at his core, is essentially a really good person. And I felt that that's what Harry was. Harry has a goodness that you really can't explain. You can only see it in someone's eyes. When we were doing the first movie, once they got the job, once they were on the set, they were all so excited to be there. Yet at the same time, getting them into character was difficult, to say the least.
114, take 1, A and B cameras.
All right, Dan, I want you, when you open that book, really big reaction. You're scared to death. You close it as fast as you can and put it back there. Set, and really loud. Actually, you can shake the book a little yourself, Dan, okay? Set, and action! Those early days were part filming and part acting lessons. I was striving to get a performance out of these guys. Footsteps! Footsteps! They couldn't have been any greener.
I thought we was out to school for the cloak. Sorry.
The kids bonded immediately because they were all thrown into it for the first time in their lives as actors. The lack of experience certainly bonded them in a way where they were committed to doing their best, even at that young age. Harry Potter is all about beating the clock. You didn't want to wait another year to start Chamber of Secrets because the kids age so quickly that they'd be too old for their roles in that particular book. So the films essentially needed to be shot back to back to back to back.
Set, and action!
Do you think it's true? Do you think there really is a Chamber of Secrets?
I was really excited to come back for a second because I felt like, okay, I kind of know what to expect now.
But if there really is a Chamber of Secrets and it's really been opened, that means...
The heir of Slytherin has been returned to Hogwarts. The problem is... No, sorry. Can I do that again?
Yeah, okay.
Sorry, go again.
I felt marginally more in control.
Cut.
Harry. I'm really sorry.
All right, save the red, camera reload.
I've arrived ready to work with children that were younger than me and less experienced than me. Was my last shot of the film, was where Lucius flounces out of Dumbledore's office. And there was no line there. And I said to Chris Columbus, I just feel like he'd say something on his way out, having been humiliated. He said, well, try something. Let's do it again and try something. So we were shooting, and Dumbledore dismissed me, and I turned to Daniel and I said, let us hope Mr. Potter will always be around to save the day. And Daniel stepped forward and he said,
Don't worry. I will be.
It was absolutely electrifying. It was fantastic. And I flounced out the room. And at that moment, I thought, that's not a kid. That's a 13-year-old actor.
In the first film, I wouldn't have done it, but in the second, I kind of have a bit more confidence with putting ideas forward and trying new things. And so if I'm in a situation in the film, I think, how would Harry react to this? I've developed as a person so much, everybody on set has, especially me, Rupert and Emma.
They've been working for a year and a half, so these kids are actually becoming seasoned professionals. It used to take 10 or 11 takes to get to a certain point in their performances. Now it takes 3 or 4.
Come on, Harry.
I didn't know I could speak past the time. What else don't I know about myself?
There you go.
The first thing that I did with the 3 kids was to talk about what was important in Azkaban that was relevant for them as real people. Let's do something, just to get our timing right. I said, okay, I want you to write an essay in first person, you as Harry, you as Hermione, and you as Ron. And I want you to tell in this essay the story of your life from the standpoint of Harry, but investing that Harry with your own personal experiences and your own personal emotions.
He was really interested in what we all thought of our characters, and it was his way of getting to know us. I loved writing down all my thoughts on her and scanning through the books to find quotes to back up what I was saying, and I loved that he had asked me to approach the role in an intellectual and personal way.
It was one of those moments where we felt, oh right, okay, we've got to start making decisions for ourselves now as well, because Alfonso isn't just going to, you know, spoon feed us the emotions. He wants us to find them for ourselves. And it was right, because at first we needed to be told what we should be feeling in these moments. And when Alfonso came along, we were all a little bit older, and we all had to start making these decisions for ourselves.
Emma, being Hermione, wrote something like 30 pages long.
Emma just came in with reams and reams of paper.
That had this brilliant purity.
I came in with one side of A4.
Daniel wrote something with raw emotions. Rupert, being Ron, didn't deliver the essay.
It would have been quite helpful had I done it. I actually forgot to do mine. I think it was around some exams as well, and it was quite a lot.
And actually, when I questioned why you didn't deliver it, says Ron would never deliver the essay. So I said, okay, you understand your character, it's perfect.
We just did what our characters would do. It's just works, isn't it?
Now, what do you want me to do with these ferrets?
Show me.
Just go like...
What would you do? Show me. Maybe
So
you separate
what are you
one.
saying? So I take one off here, take that around my shoulder, pick up the other one.
Or once that they start getting some confidence, they will question absolutely everything that I would do and why I would do this like this or things like that.
Don't you think it should be a bit skirmish?
Skirmish means?
Well, I'm carrying dead ferrets on my shoulders.
Remember something, I was new. They've been Harry Potter and Hermione and Ron for a long time. So they were very good with their arguments about what Harry or Hermione would do or not.
Alfonso wanted us to put a lot of ourselves and our thoughts into the characters.
Hello. Okay, let's find out what feels organic with you. Hi. And what feels organic with the character. Early on, we said, okay, how would you wear your uniform? First, they were all tight. I says, yes, but if your parents were not around.
He said that you should customize it how you would if you were really at school, so it feels more natural.
They start doing weird things with ties or taking the shirts out. Some of the kids stocking everything and trying to be very neat.
We all started wearing Slytherin rings, Slytherin tie pieces.
And the hairstyle was pretty much dictated by the kids, because we wanted to be something organic, the hair, the uniform, and the attitude of each one of the actors.
Hi there, here's today's daily fact. When books are adapted into films, it's very hard to please everybody. Even Harry Potter's iconic green eyes had to remain blue throughout all the films because actor Daniel Radcliffe just couldn't bear the idea of wearing contact lenses. Remember to click below to subscribe, and if you like my t-shirt, remember you can get one for yourself by clicking the shop link in the description.